Let's move now to Kogi State, where the candidate of the Social Democratic Party in the November 11, 2023 governorship election, Murtala Ajaka, is alleging that the election was rigged in favor of Usman Ododo of the All Progressives Congress. Mr. Ajaka says approaching the courts to contest the outcome of this poll is a waste of time, as INEC would come as a witness to defend the outcome of the election. Mr. Ajaka is right here with me in our Abuja studio. Thank you for joining us on the program. I remember we had a conversation here exactly 1 week ago, and you were quite upbeat and confident that this election was going to go your way. What exactly happened?
INEC disappointed us. Yes. The INEC officials sent to Kogi State, the officials of INEC compromised the process. And that's why I said yesterday that the chairman, the INEC chairman, has to do thorough audit, thorough investigation of the officials that went to Kogi State.
We had an exclusive interview with you, recall, on the morning of the election. I think it was just about when you cast your vote.
Yeah.
And you had great things to say about INEC.
Yes.
At what point did that change?
No, I still have confidence in INEC. Of course, in every establishment, there are always bad elements within. It's not everybody that's the perfect person. The INEC management, I have no doubt about their leadership. But the officials that went to Kogi State are the ones that compromised the process in conjunction with the officials of the state government. They are the ones that compromised the election. Because it's baffling. How did the result sheet get to the people, to the state government official, especially people from the central? Before the commencement of the election, the results are out. God has a way of exposing criminals.
Well, when you raised that concern, INEC also responded. They, in fact, responded twice. We understand that 9 wards in a particular local government area were suspended. But INEC also now gave us some details as to particular polling units that were affected. In Adavi, it says it's 5 polling units.
That's why I say the officials, they are not sincere. Especially the federal commissioner that spoke after the declaration of the results yesterday, I think Mr. Sani. People like that, they ought to be investigated. Because I want to believe, with all due respect to this person, is one of the mastermind of the illegality that we had in Kogi State.
What are your own figures? Because INEC's figure is saying in Adavi and Ajaka, only 5 polling units were affected, and 1 polling unit in Kogi and in Okene.
That is not true. The entire polling unit in Okene local government, Adavi local government, and Kogi local government were affected, except 1 polling unit in Kogi, where they allowed the process to flow. And that was the polling unit where the senator voted, Senator Natasha Apoti. That's the only place the election took place there.
But were you expecting to win in this local government?
No.
Before the allegations?
No. In all sincerity, I was not expecting to win. But I was expecting a free and fair process in this 3 local government. And that will never get.
If you have proof that the election was manipulated, why were you quoted to have said you are not interested in going to court?
No, you see...
Because INEC at some point corroborated your story, acknowledged that there might have been some manipulation, and that's why election was suspended in some wards.
They didn't suspend anything. I was disappointed in INEC. They told us that they are going to audit and investigate their officials to know the extent of their involvement. And we believe them. But the same result that we're questioning, you can imagine in Okene local government alone, 130,000 people voted, and INEC is saying they don't know what happened. They allowed that to pass. The Kenya local government is bigger than Okene local government. The same thing in Ampa. But these 2 local governments recorded less than 50% turnout, in spite of the enthusiasm and the emotional attachment to the election. So how come because this Okene and Ampa Dikina, they are on the same pedestrian. How come in Okene we registered 90% turnout, while in Dikina and Ampa we registered less than 50% turnout?
You're saying that is not possible?
It's not possible.
Because the figures that INEC is giving in Okene is actually 138,416 for the APC. But that is quite lower than the number of accredited voters, 141,898. So, within the law is acceptable, but you must now be able to prove.
Look, yes. There is no election anywhere in Okene. That's what I'm telling you.
People did not come out to vote.
Yeah, of course. Check the accreditation. It was a low turnout. It's just unfortunate that the INEC officials that were sent to Kogi State compromised this process. That's why I said yesterday, if we are new that this is the way they are going, we would have known how to approach them. But we believe everything, we believe all the arrangement. But what happened before that day? These people have the result sheet at hand. They have taken custody of the result sheet. Now they are manipulating the beavers now. They are manipulating the RF now to confirm what they have declared. It's just unfortunate. And if, like I said yesterday, Professor Mahmoud allowed this to be, then his own integrity too is on the line.
Did you have party agents in these 4 local government areas?
Of course we did. You know these guys.
And do they have original copies?
Where did they see any copy? These guys in the center, the governor and his group. When I say his group, they're mistaking me to be saying I'm referring to the entire central. Yahya Bello and his group will not allow anybody in central there to have a different view, different opinion on the election. That's the truth. So our agents were not allowed to go near any of this polling unit. But while in the other part of the place, both in the west and in the east, everything moves smoothly. Even though there was vote buying, but that is even more civil than this oppression, chasing people, not allowing people to come to the polling unit in the central.
That is also
what
criminal.
We have.
That is also criminal according to law.
It is, but that is not intimidation. That one is inducement. Compared to this one, both inducement and intimidation, they don't allow you to come near the polling unit. What I'm saying, like the federal government on their part provided the necessary security for the election. And INEC too, all the arrangement as a prelude to the election was perfect. Just these 3 days to the election, somehow the result sheet get into the hand of the state government official in these 5 local government of Central, and they wrote the result.
So,
and we reported this to INEC. You see, they're supposed to investigate the ICT department and the officials that went to this central. But INEC is not doing that. We've put forward a letter before the chairman. We've not had anything. But I had the chairman, the federal commissioner in charge of North Central, talking yesterday on television that they have gone through a son, for that matter. It's just unfortunate.
So the areas where you are alleging manipulation are strongholds of the other parties. Let's talk about what happened in your own, areas where you were expected to perform very well. In Dekina, the number of accredited voters were 60,000 out of the 187,000 people that were registered to vote, and you were able to garner some 47,000, votes in that area. In Eda, you got 20,000, but then the turnout is also very abysmal when you look at 23,000 accredited voters compared to 64,000.
That's what I'm
voters.
telling you.
Are you concerned that perhaps your own people also did not come out en masse to vote?
What I'm telling you, what we have in Central is not a true reflection of the turnout that happened. What I'm telling you. And the INEC official, get me right, the INEC official that went to the state are the one that compromised the election. If they do their checklist, they know who went there. The beavers, like in Bayelsa State, a result was put forward. When they checked what they brought and what is in the beaver, it does not correspond. They cancelled that result. But in the case of Okene, Adavi, and Kogi, including some part of Ajaka, it's the same thing. But INEC refused to reject the result. And the law is very clear. The same INEC official now, in conjunction with the ICT department now, if you go to the RF now, they are changing the accreditation there. So it's so unfortunate. That's why I said yesterday, what is happening, and if INEC continue this way, I'm afraid democracy might have problem. Because if you don't allow people to express themselves in a manner the law prescribes, they will come out in different form. And God forbid, that's not what we want in this country. I assure you, presidency have started on a good note. And we must not allow this element within the cycle of government to perpetuate this kind of act, because it's not good for us.
So what do you intend to do now?
Just like I said yesterday, out of anger, I said I'm not going to court, because when you go to court, it's the same INEC official that will come and defend this illegality they have done. But on the second thought, there are people supporting me. My supporters are saying, no, we must go to court and ventilate our anger to put the judiciary on trial again.
Do you think you have enough evidence to prove these allegations?
Of course we do, but you see, I've been around. I've spent 10 years in opposition before God help us in 2015 through APC to get to the government. I know what we went through.
You are not suggesting in any way that the judiciary is easily manipulated?
You see,
because how come you've lost so much confidence in the court?
You see, when you go to the court, except God will help you. But that does not, I'm not condemning the judiciary. Please get me right. But in most cases, you see glaring cases, the outcome is always different from the expectation. And they will tell you it is based on what they plead before them that they act on it. I'm not a lawyer, I'm a layman. But it gives me fear. What I've been seeing coming out. You see somebody win his election, clean, clear. But somebody will come in a way of technicality and knock out that victory. And again, most of these things, I don't blame them. I blame the National Assembly. But in some cases, again, when you see once the National Assembly make a law, by the time the case goes to Supreme Court, once they give a new judgment, it becomes a precedent. That law becomes a nullity. So the problem, I don't even know where to tackle it from.
It is customary of governors-elect to extend an olive branch to the opponents in the election. If that happens in the case of Governor-elect Ododo, will you be willing to let go of
No, I want to get
work with him?
No. How? I'm not going to work with Ododo. They are the same thing. I don't have anything personal against Ododo, but for me to work on Ododo, that can never happen. But so, the problem of the state, the problem of Kogi State is Yahaya Bello. Our problem in Kogi State is Yahaya Bello.
But Yahaya Bello is not governor-elect.
Excuse me, he's not governor, but he mastermind the emergence of Ododo. So that is the foundation. So there's this saying, show me your friend, I'll tell you who you are.
So let us paint the scenario of you going to court and then Ododo eventually wins in court and has to spend 4 years. Are you saying you're going to hand-serve, governance in Kogi State, irrespective of how much contribution we made during campaigns in the next 4 years?
Nothing good will come out of these guys. So long as Yahaya Bello is there, nothing good can come out of that place. But Yahaya Bello is our problem in Kogi State. And except we're able to get him out of our way through the democratic process, the state will not make progress.
You agree that if you take a cue from Rivers State, and in our recent history, the relationships between godfathers and their godsons don't last forever. So Yahaya Bello might not also be in the picture for long.
I hope so. If
will you transfer your anger towards Yahaya Bello to Ododo if
no,
breaks off ties from his godfather?
No. I don't want. That is their own matter. I don't want to go into that. But the fraud in Kogi State, for us to get rid of these people, because you cannot separate the child from the mother. You cannot separate the child from the father. Yahaya Bello is the one that make Ododo what it is. And if they are not of the same character, there is no way we will support him to become governor. Yahaya Bello has bastardized Kogi State. He has promoted poverty to the highest level in the state. The state is in debt because of his actions. There is no, excuse me,
Yes.
if you are, I'll give you an example now, you see empty building, if you are coming from Lokoja to this place now, immediately after Kotokarfi, you see a big building that they call, that it says the General Hospital. It's been overtaken by weed now.
Mr. Ajaka, the figures, are quite different from what you're saying. APC won with 446,000. You came second, 259,000. As a matter of fact, if you add all the figures, SDP, PDP, and NC together,
excuse me,
they don't match up to the figure of the APC.
Excuse me, even on the INEC beavers,
yes,
based on their own tabulation, they said what is added, the main figure is, what the added there is 170,000.
all right.
And then when you come up to Ajakuta and part of Lokoja, so what they add on the figure there is over 200,000. So it's just unfortunate. You see, if INEC knew they're not ready to conduct election, that they're going to compromise us midway, everybody would have come out to contest this election in the first place. So it's annoying. We bring out people, we take our time to campaign around the state, waste our resources, waste our energy, exhaust our energy, only for INEC to ambush us midway. Is annoying.
Murtala Ajaka, candidate of the Social Democratic Party in Kogi State, thank you for sharing your thoughts with us.
Thank you very much, and please, you people should help to support democracy. You should put pressure on the INEC chairman, because the credibility of the institution is in fact, I don't know how to put it. If the chairman does not address the problem in Kogi State, I'm afraid there could be problem. Because what happened in Kogi State is a call to anarchy.